Debt is one of the most emotionally charged topics in money. Some people say all debt is dangerous. Others say debt is how the rich get rich. Both views miss the point. Debt itself is not good or bad. Debt is amplifying. It magnifies whatever financial position, habits, and discipline you already have. This is why debt destroys some people and accelerates others. Most people are never taught how to evaluate debt properly. They are taught rules. They are taught fear. They are taught slogans. But slogans don't protect you when money gets tight. Understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt does. At its core, debt does one simple thing. It pulls future money into the present. Nothing more, nothing less. When you borrow, you are saying, I believe my future income or future value will be strong enough to handle this. That belief can be correct, or it can be fatal. Debt is not dangerous because of the number. It is dangerous because of assumptions. Assumptions about income. Assumptions about stability, assumptions about the future. This is where most people get into trouble. Many people only experience debt as pressure, credit card balances, car payments, student loans, constant monthly obligations. So they conclude debt is bad. But what they are really experiencing is badly structured debt. Debt that does not produce value. Debt that requires perfect conditions to survive. Debt that collapses the moment income slows. That is not all debt. That is one type of debt. Good debt is not defined by how it feels. It is defined by what it does. Good debt creates one of two things. 1. Cash flow. 2. Long-term earning power. Good debt works after you stop paying attention to it. Examples: a business loan that generates profit, property that produces rental income, education that meaningfully increases lifetime earnings. Good debt has 3 critical traits. First, it creates income or long-term value. Second, the debt can survive periods of instability. Third, when the debt is gone, you are better off than before. Good debt expands your capacity. It buys time, leverage, and opportunity. It does not demand constant sacrifice just to exist. Bad debt usually funds consumption, lifestyle, comfort, status, cars that depreciate, credit cards for everyday spending, loans that make life look better, not be better. Bad debt feels harmless because the pain is delayed. Low monthly payments, buy now, pay later, long repayment terms. But bad debt does not create value. It consumes future income without giving anything back. This is why bad debt increases stress over time. It turns small problems into emergencies. It removes flexibility. It makes people fragile. Bad debt doesn't ruin people immediately. It traps them slowly. Most people believe good debt means low interest and bad debt means high interest. That is wrong. A low interest loan can be terrible debt if it produces no return. A higher interest loan can be powerful if it creates strong cash flow or growth. The real question is not the rate. The real question is, after servicing this debt, am I stronger or weaker? If debt increases your resilience, options, and income, it is likely good debt. If debt makes your life dependent on constant income and perfect conditions, it is bad debt. Bad debt is easy to sell. It feels good immediately. It keeps people consuming. It fuels economic growth. Good debt requires discipline, patience, and planning. That's why one is advertised everywhere and the other is quietly ignored. The system benefits from people spending tomorrow's money today, but that doesn't mean it benefits you. Understanding this difference is critical. Crises expose the truth about debt instantly. Good debt can survive downturns. Bad debt collapses under pressure. Income-producing assets recover. Consumption loans suffocate. During crises, people with bad debt are forced to sell. People with good debt or low debt gain options. Debt itself doesn't fail. Structure fails. The most important question is not, is this debt good or bad? It is, what does this debt make me dependent on? If the answer is patience, long-term growth, and flexibility, you may be using debt well. If the answer is constant income, no mistakes, and no disruption, that debt is dangerous. Debt is a tool. Used intentionally, it accelerates progress. Used blindly, it accelerates collapse. Debt is not the enemy. Ignorance is. Once you understand how debt actually works, you stop fearing it blindly and stop using it recklessly. You start using it strategically. That is the difference between being controlled by money and learning how to control it. That is what Capital Unlocked is about. Not motivation, not fear, but clarity.